Well, it means a lot. Let's put it this way. After winning so many awards, many of them from the Case Center, I could be blasé about it, but I'm not. Each award gives me that extra energy, extra motivation to do even better. In some ways, I'm on a quest for the perfect case. Of course, it doesn't exist, but the journey there, allows me to improve step by step, incrementally, every new case that I produce. So it means a lot, and I don't want to, downplay it in any way. Now, the Nespresso case was a particular one. It took us 2.5 years and 8 different drafts of the case to bring it where it is today. I've never spent that kind of a time doing anything, including writing a case. It took a lot of energy from me and Gautam over this period of 2.5 years. But the rewards are there. And I'm also talking about the rewards for today. What we learned from that is that good cases, when you're writing a good case. But what we didn't expect, that the case would become a bestseller relatively to the other new cases, and so fast. After 1 year of being on the market, there's this big award, which is again very satisfying, a nice reward for the hard work that went through it. Several things. First, the brand. Nespresso is the only luxury brand in the coffee business, and coffee business was known for forever as a commoditized industry, a commoditized sector. Each player, and it's a very fragmented market in terms of producers, each producer trying to protect or enhance their market share through lower prices, promotions, and so forth. And then someone comes along and says, we can turn this machine and its coffee into a luxury. And a lot of people, when they heard that, they kind of said, ha ha ha, impossible. 5 years down the road, the guy was a hero. He had gone from losses the company was making to profits. Now, the challenge right now that is facing the company is a big challenge. And this is probably what attracts many faculty to this case study. The company that was built based on the consumption and loyalty of the boomers for 3 decades is now about to make its brand relevant and appealing to the youth market, who, when asked about what do you think of Nespresso, they say, yeah, we know Nespresso, it's a good brand, it's my parents' brand. So how do you convert this image that the brand has in the youth market that will soon become the dominant market for coffee anywhere? Most of these young people know coffee through their consumption at Starbucks, for example, or other coffee houses. Well, and they also consume products that the company does not produce. The company still is a homebound, espresso, hot, and so forth, and the distribution through direct distribution. That doesn't appeal to the young people. So it's a true transformation process of the strategy from the product, from where it's consumed, in-house and at home or out of home. And then the distribution. Distribution is also another issue. They have now something like 800 boutiques that sell the product. Should they be going into, through Amazon, for example. So these are all the, if you will, transformational decisions that need to be made. And I think that is also another dimension of the case that appeals to the faculty and is a challenge for the students. My first recommendation is if you can use your network, your own network, or your school's network, or the alumni of the school's network to get into a company that you'd like to write a case about, do so. Because what you learn through a deep dive, when you have doors open for you to write the case, you can never pick it up from a publicly available databases. That's my first recommendation. Regardless whether it's field-based or publicly available databases, don't write cases on minor issues. I've always been choosy in terms of what cases I want to write and what cases I shouldn't be writing. The cases I write are about compelling issues. Compelling meaning the management is sitting on a burning platform and they're wondering what should come next, what should we do next. And that's exactly the situation with Nespresso. So that's another example of avoiding minor issues, going for the big strategic ones with huge impact, potential impact on the company's performance. Finally, I would write a case with a storyline that is provocative, surprising, and even full of tension. Provocative. Well, in the Nespresso case, this case that we're talking about, Nespresso hires a fashion guy to run the business that Nestle could not run profitably for 14 years because they're looking at offices, restaurants, hotels, and they were losing money. So they said, let's go out and bring somebody who doesn't know anything about or doesn't act like a Nestle man or woman, and we'll see what happens. Well, that fellow who was hired for fashion turned again a commodity into a specialty, a luxury, not only because of his quality, but also image that he created. Surprising. A few years ago, Nestle and Nespresso licensed Starbucks, their competitor, appealing to the youth, of course, that's Starbucks, to sell their products, their retail products around the world under Nespresso production, but with the Starbucks' brand. And even it says so on the cap that what you're drinking, which is Starbucks, was produced by Nespresso. So yeah, that is surprising. I mean, that's still an issue for discussion. Was that a good strategic move? The company says, Nestle says we're making good money, so we believe them. Finally, there should be tension in the case. And tension could easily be subtle or maybe not so subtle disagreements inside the organization, the company that you're actually writing a case about, on what should be done next. And we have a good example of it with sustainability. Sustainability is a very important part of Nespresso's strategy. But it's not working with the youth market. The youth people don't believe that. So there are two paths, if you will, that the company could pursue. Some people say facts only. Give the facts, they will convince the young people. Others are saying, facts don't change behavior. Emotions do. Make what we're doing something valuable, something that is helping the world. And that's much more on the emotional side than just the facts. I think these are the kind of tensions that, without which the case may read kind of bland, as if there's only one way to go, and that's the only way that they intend to succeed. I think that's the sort of tension that you want to have in your case. At the end, you want the whole thing to be 10 pages or less and easily readable. That's what I would recommend.